Hey, welcome to the Desert Brew. We're coming to you from a jail cell downtown Palm Springs.
Yep.
I don't quite remember how we got here.
I do.
It's
See,
a long story.
not that long. My mother told me not to listen to you.
She told me not to hang out with me.
Both. Look at me. Look at where it got me. Look at where it got me, Gene.
I think we should rewind and tell the story.
Yes, I would like to tell the story of my innocence because I did not do this.
Tonight, you are auditioning to be a lounge singer.
El Jefe.
Jefe.
Let's do it.
Do
Boom.
it.
Hey, welcome back to the Desert Brew. I'm Gene.
I'm Rashid.
And we are honored today to meet up with Chief Andy Mills.
What up?
What up?
Welcome back to the brew.
Welcome back. Yeah, you remember when you made him what did he make you?
The boss.
You were the boss.
Of course, I was promoted ahead of you, you know.
I was the deputy.
I have been abusing my power. I'm just gonna let you know.
El Jefe.
Yes.
El Jefe, exactly.
Yep.
We actually wanted to meet up with you again to talk about, you're iconic in this city. I see you everywhere, your lovely wife. I've been to a town hall recently, and I learned a lot during the town hall. And I thought this would be a great opportunity so that the rest of the community could hear some of the things that you're dealing with, some of the challenges, hear a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
I don't know many cities that have a chief that are so involved as you, and I personally would just say thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And let's get down to business. I want to know everything. I want to know Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you end up here?
So I retired from San Diego PD
Okay.
after 30 plus years there, and absolutely love the city of San Diego, love the department, love the people, but knew that I wanted to keep doing something that was important and relevant, and so I wound up being the chief in Eureka, California. So going from San Diego to Eureka is kind of like going from Miami to the North Pole, and it was completely different, but amazing place. I mean, you're living on property. There's bear in our backyard, and
Wow.
deer, and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It was a great challenge, fantastic place, and then we moved to Santa Cruz, your old stomping
How long
ground.
were you in Eureka?
4 years.
4 years, okay. And then off to Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, where surf is surf, and
Surf is
it's,
surf.
you know, the home of a Beach Boys song.
That's where I grew up. That's where I grew up, people.
And another amazing place to live. As you know, West Cliff and that
Yes.
whole area is just spectacular.
What's left of it now?
What's left of it, because the waves have destroyed it. Yeah. Another great group of amazing people, and with different challenges. I mean, an enormous homeless population that was very challenging because politically in that town, it's an amazing, interesting place to try to navigate that territory.
I'll just say it. We're a little difficult there. That's all I'll say.
Well, banana slugs are
Yeah,
pretty
banana,
aggressive.
exactly.
Are pretty aggressive people. And then this opened up, and it had closed, and then a recruiter called me and said, hey, you know, we have your resume, we'd like to give it to the city, what would you think? And I said, let me think about it. And so I quick jumped on a plane, flew down to San Diego, drove up here, spent a day in August, 116 degrees.
And you still signed on?
I know. I brought my mom and my wife with me. We thought, man, this is such a dynamic city. There are people all over the place. Went to Bongo Johnny's and had lunch. And it was cute because we're going there to sit down. My mom's in her late 80s. And so we're sitting having lunch, and my mom looks and goes, Andy, look at all these very sharp, young, handsome men. I said, that's great, Mom. And she goes, I can't believe all these guys, they must be on lunch for business. They're all friends. And I said,
Little did she know.
Gotta love mom. Gotta love mom. That's what Rashid thought the first time we brought him to Palm Springs as well. Can you believe it? Season 2. We are ready to get back to work. So in the town hall that I went to, this subject came up. in particular the subject of homelessness. And I have to tell you, I myself did not understand who is responsible for this problem. Obviously, there's a bigger who is responsible overall, and we could get into that. But when it comes down to it, and someone's frustrated for whatever reason, and they're dealing with homelessness, what was apparent to us is that there aren't a lot of options out there. So obviously, people are turning to what they know best, which is the 911, the police, et cetera. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about where your responsibilities end. I mean, I know you want to do everything, but like, help people understand where it ends.
Yeah. So, people want to be able to say, look, this is something we don't understand. We don't know who's responsible. So I've only got one resource, and that's 911.
Yep.
And so they pick up the phone, they call us, they're going to get a person answering that phone 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And so that becomes the go-to location. I get that, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, I think that they have to also understand and realize that our tools are fairly limited constitutionally. So if it is a medical issue that somebody's laying on the sidewalk, why are the police going? If it is a mental health issue, I don't have a PhD in psychology. Why am I sending a 22-year-old cop who just got out of the Marine Corps? That's probably not going to go right.
Yeah.
And now, we'll always do it because there's nobody else available 24 hours a day. But there has to be other people willing to step up. So all the money comes from the federal and the state government to the county, and it stops at the county. And then they dole it out to cities as needed. And Greg Rodriguez and the supervisors have been great helping us build this navigation center. And we appreciate that very much. But we also need boots on the ground working with the populations who are most at risk and helping them find a path forward. And then let the police get back to policing.
All right, so with that being said, what are some of the other things that are happening in the community this year specifically that need a little bit more shine?
So the community told us they were concerned about three things: homelessness, which we just discussed, gun violence, and then traffic collisions. And so gun violence, we've really focused on. I've created a special team to go after illegal guns. Get the guns out of people's hands who illegally cannot possess them. If you can possess them legally, no issues whatsoever. But if you're dealing dope, if you're shooting at other people, if you're a convicted felon, you can't possess a firearm, we're coming after those guns. And they've gotten hundreds of guns off the street.
I would not, well, you're doing a great job because I wouldn't even know. I grew up in San Bernardino, so for me it was like you could eyeball it.
We're not San Bernardino level by any stretch of imagination. Just want to make that clear.
I'm just letting you know where I'm sitting.
Are you profiling people?
I'm not profiling. I mean, kind of, actually.
Inappropriate. Sorry.
So they've done a great job, and then I think the community makes a choice to say, look, we want to be more civil and really reduce the tension. And that's one of our messages as a department is, look, the more civil we are, that's why it's important for like our program, Do the Right Thing, where we reward kids with $200 gift certificates to Visa for showing compassion towards other people or learning how to get better grades and doing well at school. It's an incentive. So the greater the level of civility, the more better we talk with one another, the more kind we are. It's called collective efficacy. Lowers the tension, and that can lower crime and violent crime. And so getting the guns off the street, putting the pressure on the shot callers and shooters, as well as creating this idea of civility, I think has paid off. For the first time in more than a decade, we didn't have any homicides in our city.
Wow.
And so we're heading in the right direction on that. The second one is traffic collisions. These streets are so wide. People believe that they can be Mario Andretti and get away with it.
That part. I'm tired of yelling out the window.
Yeah, and blowing through lights and all that kind of thing. We've done a great deal of enforcement. We're continuing to do more. We have a grant from the state, allows us to get out and do additional enforcement on top of that. We're focusing on the hot spots. And we went from, I think, 16 fatal collisions last year to 7 this year.
Congratulations.
23.
That's awesome.
So it's headed the right direction. How long is that sustainable? I don't know. But we want to make sure that people know that there's going to be a price to be paid for driving recklessly in our city.
So slow down in the Porsche.
So
Yes, yeah.
Why are you looking at me when you said that?
I'm just saying, slow down in the Porsche. That's what I'm
Fine.
saying.
Do you drive a Porsche?
Okay. You don't need to be going that fast.
Are you the guy? Are you the guy out in the intersection doing those donuts and
yes, exactly.
burning off rubber?
He's
Yeah.
like, watch this.
Yeah.
So,
Sideshow.
really? Okay.
Tell the truth. This is the room to do it.
It's actually really not the room to do it. You could get arrested. So no.
Is it Turbo 911 or something?
No. It's a. I always forget the name. It's a macaroon. What do they call it?
Macaroon is what you eat.
I know. Right? Macaron or something. I don't know. Something like that. Something like that.
Say sorry to all the Porsche drivers.
So I'm so sorry to all the Porsche drivers. Can you believe it? Season 2. We are ready to get back to work.
Someone call 911!
I swear.
Criminal.
I had nothing to do with it. He did it. He did it.
All I wanted was a Manhattan, a good whiskey, and a cigar. That's all I wanted. Okay, so this is not how my life is supposed to turn out. I was supposed to be president of the United States of America.
That is over.
That is definitely over. Thank you,
That is
Gene.
over.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you get indicted 91 times.
Yes. Wait, Rashid, you have 91 more times to be arrested before it's bad.
Okay, let's rack them up.
You can still run for
In
president.
that case, Gene, where's the next
Rack 'em up.
adventure?
Yeah. Chief Mills, can you pull up by the bank? Can we borrow your gun? I swear I paid for it. I swear.
See ya.
Well, there's many things I didn't want to experience in my life, and that was one of them.
Oh, like that's the first time.
First of all, it was the third time, okay? What's like an official cop donut?
Chief Mills, do you have a tab here?
You probably want. I know what he wants.
What do you want?
Sprinkles.
Oh yeah.
Rainbow sprinkles.
What's the sprinkles?
Rainbow sprinklers.
sprinkles.
You're profiling me. Only in Palm Springs you get arrested, and they will stop and give you a donut on the way.
That's because we care about our criminals.
This
Yes,
is true.
they do.
This is true.
Yes.
And we are at Swiss Donut Shop. Let's get the
Swiss
promo
Donut
in there,
Shop.
right?
Swiss donut shop.
Where officers get a 90% discount.
Wait, what?
Increase.
First of all. I guess this is the normal route.
Oh, like you got the small
I
donut
was just
hole.
saying,
Get
come
your
on.
other one out.
Don't keep it on blast, man. Look, I was supposed to be on a diet, okay, Chief?
Well, Mark.
How's that working out, Rashid?
You know what? Sometimes I feel bloated, sometimes I don't.
You know you're eating
That's
lactose.
TMI.
That is way too much TMI.
Daily drive through the city as you're making sure that everything's safe. You stop here, get a donut. What's your favorite donut here?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. All right, so why is this particular area notable?
So we were having problems here, and it was identified as one of the 4 hot spots in our town where homeless were misbehaving. So we had a lot of drug use, people stacked up in here. I've seen 20 people here laying on the lawn, taking shopping carts, bikes being dismantled, all that kind of stuff all here. And as you see us right now, there's nobody here. But I think what's relevant about this is right over there at that bus stop, there was a lady that lived there the entire time I've been here.
Wow.
In Palm Springs. And one day she just disappeared, and I asked the officers, hey, what happened to the lady over at the bus stop? She died.
Oh.
Early 60s, died of exposure and alcoholism and all these things. This is why all of us working together as a community, I think, is so
Absolutely.
important to try to help people, but at the same time, set the standard that this can't be tolerated.
Right.
We wouldn't treat our our domestic animals the way we allow some of the homeless to be treated.
You're right.
And so we have to do better as a society, better as a community, better as a county, state, government, and pay attention to these kind of problems. So what we did is we came in here and told them, look, this is not going to be acceptable. You're going to have to find a way. This is one of our hot spots that we have all of our forces focused on. You have to find a way. Here's some resources for you to try to access, but this is not going to be acceptable. Yeah. And so the result is setting that expectation. It has reduced it greatly. Now, it's not perfect. We still see people here occasionally,
right?
But not nearly the numbers that we have in the past. We're also telling people, look, if you'd really like to go back home where you're from, we're not just going to send you anywhere, but if you'd like to go back to where you are from, your home, we'll put you on a bus or an airplane.
Nice. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
So we've helped almost 40 people get back to their homes. And you know, it's a place where maybe they have a better chance of being healthy.
So maybe it's an option. Perhaps they have family and or just better resources there.
That's right.
That's an amazing thing.
Support system.
Right.
Yeah, a support system.
Between here and San Rafael, a lot of the gun violence we have in our city takes place between these two neighborhoods. But I can say over the last year, it's reduced enormously. And I think there's a couple reasons. One is we've got a lot of guns out of people's hands and off the streets.
Yeah.
And then the second reason is the community has chosen to reduce the violence. And I hope that continues because you don't reduce violence willy-nilly. It's going to have to be a strategic decision.
We're standing in front of a memorial, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so several years ago, 2 young men were gunned down and murdered right here on the spot. Okay. And violence has been going back and forth between here and another neighborhood for some time. And sometimes what it takes is just getting the violence to stop, let everybody catch their breath, and then cooler heads can prevail. But one of the things we know is that if you have the availability of guns, that if people are using some kind of narcotic, and maybe not using narcotic, but are wound up because of an event that has taken place, then it becomes problematic, and you get these tit for tat, shootings. So what we've done is try to get a lot of guns off the street, out of the hands of people who A, cannot legally possess them or are likely to use them in a shooting. And what we've seen now is a significant reduction of violence.
How do you go about getting the guns out of their hands?
Yeah.
Well, a variety of ways is proactive policing, using intelligence on who are the shot callers and shooters. And so once we identify people who are the shot callers and people who have been shooters in the past, you focus on those folks because they're likely to use those guns. I mean, not everybody who has a gun is going to use it, illegally against people. But we know that there are some who are going to. So our job is to stop them when permissible, search them, and get those guns off the street. But you can only do that through proactive policing and being in front of it rather than behind it.
Sure. And teaming with the community as well.
And team with the community. That's exactly right. We went door to door in this neighborhood. My command staff and I knocked on every single door and talked to people. And by and large, people want to be safe in their own homes. They want to be comfortable. They want to be able to come outside at nighttime, sit down, smoke a cigar, have a bourbon, talk to their neighbors. And when you can't do that, that's not right. Anybody in this community should be able to come up here, walk through the neighborhood at nighttime and feel perfectly safe. That's the goal. And I don't care if you're from South Palm Springs or North Palm Springs, you should be comfortable in any neighborhood in this city. And until we do that, we have not done our job.
Well, but you have improved it.
We're heading in the right direction. It has improved greatly. I mean, we went from an average of, I think, 3.5, something like that, murders a year to zero. For the first time in a long time. The year before that, we had 5, and I think 6 the year before that. So we're heading the right way, but there's more to go, a lot more to go. And we have some things that we're doing to make sure that we get there.
How much was your bail?
They like my smile, so they let me go.
What?
Yeah. How much do you have to pay?
I had to call my mom.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't have that much money.
Well,
Wait till NBC finds out about this.
hopefully they'll pick up the bill.
Lord.
Welcome back to the Desert Brew. I'm Rashid.
And I'm Gene.
And
We're in a little trouble.
Yeah, you're probably wondering why I'm here. Not him, not so
Okay,
much.
no, start over. That wasn't good. Hold on. I'll start it. Hey, welcome to Desert Brew.
My mother warned me about you.
Listen, you're probably wondering why we're in a jail cell downtown Palm Springs.
Let's start again. I laughed. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah. I had the whole opening.
It's
and you
funny. I'm in a
ruined it.
jail cell. Like I'm
No.
it's a little shock.
No,
shell
go
shock.
do the way I said it, which is coming to you from.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Mom said I was going to wind up.
Exactly.
I thought it'd be San Bernardino.
Ooh. You know what?
Look at letters. Okay, ready?
Okay.